Are we rolling?
All right.
We rolling.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, my people.
A very special episode of Real and Wills. We have a different backdrop today, courtesy of OSR Studios. You know, shout out to the people.
Paps.
Shout out to the people. Paps. We're looking after the man them. And since someone was in town, we decided to bring him in. It's Mr. Wade Plum, the Wade concept himself. He's here in London.
What's up,
Big
man?
Wade.
Hey.
Appreciate y'all having me, man.
You're taking over, you know.
I'm trying, man.
Well done,
taking
man.
I'm trying.
He's doing his thing, man.
Taking over, but
Yeah.
it's all good. It's
Put
all
in the
good.
work.
Yeah.
Only right.
Has life been in London?
Life's good. London is different. It's fun. You know what? I look at London. So for the people, I'm in Clapham, which, in my opinion, you couldn't have a better. Hold on.
The way everyone just went.
Now, there
Clapham.
couldn't be a better name for that place. Because there's a lot of, it looks from, depending on the time of day, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but there's some clapping going on. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying?
What made you go to Clapham?
So I'm my own travel agent, right?
Okay.
So I do everything myself. By the way, we're going to talk about this. The reason I came out, I think people will know by now, probably be out, it's to interview KSI.
Yes.
Now,
yeah,
I
into that.
did this on my own dime.
Okay.
So I was like, the whole thing was started as I knew I had to get an interview with KSI.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do it over Zoom. I was tired of doing the Zoom thing.
Yeah.
I had seen the success in the creative vision behind doing it in person.
Mm-hmm.
And DAZN was like, we're going to have him for one day. And I was like, say no more. Booked a flight. I was like, all you give me is 15. And I literally got 15 minutes with him.
Okay.
Wow.
And so booked the flight and I
15
head home
minutes.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Listen, you see what happens when you're banging views? You can just say, yeah, man, one day book the flight.
For a 15-minute convo.
15-minute convo. Who's flying anywhere
I
for a
appreciate
15-minute
everyone.
convo?
Thank you, the Wade Concept community. Appreciate that.
No.
Wade concept.
Yeah,
to the
man.
Wade Concept community.
Appreciate that. But no, so I booked Clapham because I thought, okay, I need to be central to London, but I want something affordable
Yeah.
for me. And I saw the place. The place I'm in is nice. So shout out to Airbnb, the guy, Fernando, for the Airbnb.
Shout out to Fernando.
But Clapham is interesting.
yeah, listen, we could have told you.
Yeah.
It's not. I liked it. It's got some nice scene a little bit. I'm not out at night. I was working. You know what I'm saying? I keep to myself. But
Yeah.
it's funny. I went out at night. Things were happening. I was just going to the grocery store. Was it Sainsbury?
Sainsbury.
Yeah.
Went to Sainsbury, got some water, whatever. Came back home. I went out the next day and it was like a war scene. It just happened. Like glass everywhere. Bro, flower pots were tipped over. I was like, some poor lady's flower pots are on the ground.
We could have next time you come
Next
to
time.
London.
Yeah.
It should be very soon.
Yes.
Just
East London.
If
Yes,
the zone are
East
not
London.
sorting out everything, let us know.
And by the way, no, I would say shout out to Zone for the opportunities, everything. They're going to take care of me.
That's
We'll do
That's
that.
good. That's what we like to hear.
All right, let's get into the juice.
Yeah.
Let's get into why we're here. How
Yeah.
was the interview with JJ? Where's his mentality at right now?
I
Last
tell you,
minute
man,
change.
he's locked in from what I saw. Obviously, you know, something like this, and you've dealt with it, Vidal, something like this, 3 weeks notice, people pulling out, the events in disarray, it can mess with you, right? It can mess with you mentally. And he just looks locked in.
He should be. He better be.
Yeah.
That's what
And
we expect.
I got the opportunity to interview him, but I also got to see him work out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. He, I would say the difference from what I'm seeing in KSI from what we've seen in the past is he's balanced.
Okay.
Looks very
Yeah.
well put together. There's not a lot of wasted movement from what, again, it was mostly him moving around. I did see him on the heavy bag, but like I said, I saw balance. I saw composure, control, not a lot of winging stuff. And he just looked comfortable. You know, it's the first time I've seen him move effortlessly, if that makes sense. Like he's not thinking about what he's doing. He's just doing it.
Yeah.
And then I saw him on the heavy bag. He's ripping hooks.
Yeah, he loves
Ripping
a hook right now.
hooks.
I've seen him left hook.
Tell me his left hook is not his favorite punch right now.
Left hook seems to be
And it's
his shot.
clean.
Like, I hope it's a strategy plan to get someone to walk into something else. But he's been whacking. them
Yeah,
hooks. I'm
you
seeing
show
that.
it to you show the door number 1 to walk him through door number 3.
That's
right?
it. That's it.
Now,
No,
talk to me.
yeah. Go.
I'm conducting this interview now. Talk to me.
Right, going back into a role. He's going into
what I
he's
do,
trying to
bro.
take
That's what I
over.
do.
This is on the Real Wills podcast. This is not the breakdown.
Gang, gang.
Yeah, he ain't talking to them ops over there on the breakdown.
You see, they know us,
Steering
though.
wheel.
You see, they know us. You know
But
what
we
I'm
know
saying? They
about
us.
you. We know about you. We know what's happening on the other side of the wall. But let's talk about the backlash me and Leon.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about this.
Oh yeah.
Because I had the
got-
Arthur,
we got his
I
boy
had
in
the,
the
I had
building.
the Arthur fist meme. I was like,
We've got his boy in the building. We got his boy in
hold
the
on a
building.
second. Let me just
All
say
right.
this.
Anyway, hold tight, my boy Sensei.
Yeah, no, listen.
It's love.
I don't know why people
love.
take
It's
what
love.
we're saying badly.
Yeah, no.
But
I think
we just
people,
say our
it's
thing.
people get very protective
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
emotional when things are not said in the way they like to hear them said.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if you come to the Real Rules podcast, we're going to say things how we want to say it.
Facts.
Not how you would like us
Facts.
to say it.
Yes.
Right? Same
Talk
if
to
you go
him.
to the way concept.
Talk to
and the
him.
breakdown.
Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? But no, the comments were not in the comments were not in our favor.
So what? So let's talk about it. You guys said a couple of things that
Yeah.
I thought were flabbergasting at the least. Yes,
Okay,
I
let's
used
see,
the big word.
tackle us on it.
I can't, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong. And by the way, I thought you guys said a lot of stuff right too. I thought you guys were on point with talking about the fact that Sensei hasn't shown a ton in a long time,
Yeah.
and that's fair. And I think he would admit to the same. I think he did. I think he would admit to that as well. I think when you guys said putting pressure on him is probably a good way to get to him.
Yeah.
I think he would also agree that if you're going to beat him, that might be
Yeah.
the way to do it.
Yeah, bit of pressure.
But I also heard you guys say, if I can remember, it was like the will to win, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't know if he has the will to win, and I think the confusion on like what you guys are seeing and what I think personally, what I'm seeing, is that he believes that what you guys saw was a sparring session. Right. And you guys saw him in there with Gibb, and you saw him in there with JJ, and that's kind of and outside of overt flow, that's kind of really what you've seen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we also have, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but he's also fought professionally as an MMA fighter.
Yes, yeah.
He's fought professionally as a kickboxer against, if I can remember right, the number 1 or 2 ranked guy in Greece in his debut.
Right, okay.
And Sensei's debut, this guy probably had 10 fights. Guy beat him, but Sensei held his own. He's also fought as a boxer in the overt flow fight. He's experienced outside of that realm, right? And I think that's why people got a little crazy, but they were upset.
Look, people should, if you have information and knowledge that we're not privy to,
Right.
then by all means, use the comment section to.
That's
to
what they're supposed to
enlighten
do,
us,
exactly.
right? Use the comment section, but we know what we're saying.
Yeah.
Of course.
We know what we're saying. Sensei, I got love for this guy.
Yeah.
He's the first person who embraced JJ's boxing journey after us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Facts.
That's true.
When it was the beginning, he was there. He flew out to help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is
And that's
the
a
guy.
good point. He flew out to help.
Yeah, he flew out to help.
Yeah.
So no one's ever gonna be here trying to disrespect him.
No.
But when we're talking about the fight game, we keep it about the fight game.
You have to.
Of course.
It's not about if I would let him have tea around my house. Of course, he
Yeah.
could stay in my house if he wanted to. I like Sensei.
Sensei, you
But
heard
when
him.
it comes to the
We got a spot, Sensei. You heard him.
in the YouTube room, you can sleep on my new game chair. But shout out to Corsair for that. But no, I just think, will he execute spite?
He's got. I will tell you this.
That's what
He's
we
got a
wanna
different.
see.
I don't know if you guys saw. He's got a different motivation for this one because
That's true.
He
I
looks
think-
more serious. He looks like more,
he's locked in.
No, I spoke to him, and he said to me, "Yo,
I'm serious.
I felt the fire in his belly.
He hasn't been
and I
that
watched
way
the
in a
video
while,
that he
too.
done. I think because KSI said that he's gonna lose. And I
KSI
felt
also
it.
said
I felt
it.
the energy.
He's
I said,
not liking
I just said to him, "Listen,
these
bro,
things.
make sure you get your sprints in. I don't want fitness to be your downfall."
Right. And that,
You know what I'm
if
saying?
I'm correct, they're going 3 threes, right?
Yeah.
3
Is
threes.
it 3 threes?
3 threes.
Okay.
So again,
Freeze is good.
I think we're
Nah,
gonna
man, it
get.
should be. 6
I think we're gonna
threes, man.
get. I think we're gonna get fireworks.
Has to be 3 threes is a sprint.
Fireworks.
Freeze should be a sprint.
And this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
per-
yeah.
not even from me. Sensei had said,
100%.
"I'm not feeling him out. Like
You can't.
I want to go to war right away."
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
like, and he was basically saying, this might be his last one, and so there's really nothing else to leave.
Why
Yeah.
would this be his last one?
Listen,
I
with
don't-
3
I don't
threes,
know,
yeah.
like, he's getting married.
All you got to do is win the first 2
Hey,
rounds.
congrats.
Yeah. By the way, shout
congrats,
out to Sensei.
congrats.
Shout
Congrats.
out, marriage is a
Engaged.
special thing.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
takes
bless
a
you.
strong man
God
to
bless
agree
you.
to that.
That's a blessing.
Takes a strong man to agree to marriage.
He's got a good one, man. Shout out to
Reality,
Sensei,
with
Mr.
the
Sensei.
experience, yeah, with the experience that he has, as you've just told us, he should be in the conversation of fighting JJ and
I've said it for a long
He should
time.
be in the conversation if we're talking about YouTube boxing, we're talking about everything. There's no reason why he shouldn't be detonating on people.
Yeah.
I've said it
Even
for
Jake.
This performance should make JJ think, you know what,
that might be a guy.
that would be a good fight for him.
Yeah.
We have our history.
I've said it for a long
we
time.
We can talk about sparring.
Yeah.
We can talk about all of these things, and that's a good fight for him.
Yeah.
But only if Sensei proves he is a cut above the rest.
He has to, absolutely,
Mhm.
and he knows
has
that.
to
He
prove
has to.
that, and I want him to prove that. I'm in his corner. I'm backing him.
Listen, it's funny. Sensei's my guy, but I want to see this version of Kenny. You know, I'm obviously going to support, as on my own opinion side of things. When I'm doing a job, I'm doing a job. I hope people realize that. But on Kenny's side, I'm interested. I'm curious.
Listen, he
I'm
had a difficult
intrigued.
fight against Temper.
Yeah.
And it's a controversial decision.
Yeah.
It was a controversial decision. Temper boxed really well. And I think Kenny, he had the rub of the green that day. And it's going to be interesting to see how...
Something has to be different. For them
Yeah,
to be
something has to be
taking this
different.
fight, something has to be different. Whether it's game plan, whether it's mentality, whether it's skill in that period of time, something has to be different.
Something has to be...
And
add
that's
on.
what excites me because they know something, right? They see something. And I hope...
They've
that-
basically just looked at the footage of Sensei versus Gibbs, Sensei versus JJ.
Yeah.
If
That's what
that's
it is.
well, here's
That's
the
what it
thing.
is.
If that and no, this is no like disrespect
get the
to
shock of their
anybody,
life.
but if that's all they're seeing, then
Then
it's
it-
gonna be a. It might
Good.
This
might be
makes
a long
me
night.
excited.
But 3-3s, it's a sprint, man.
But I don't. That's
Head
the
to
thing.
head.
I don't know. I know Daly is a researched man, right? I know that he does his homework. This can't be all he's seen, and if it is, I'd be shocked. I think Daly is getting Kenny prepared in the best way possible, which would mean you have to look at the totality of what Sensei is, and that isn't just a sparring partner, right? He's a skilled guy.
No, he knows the game.
Yeah.
But
He
the,
knows
yeah,
fighting.
And
the
it's
thing is
not-
though,
He knows fighting.
Yeah.
the thing with Daly, is he going to be the coach to say, listen, you lost that first round. You have to win the next two. It's
Yeah.
free rounds. You
You
know what
have to
I'm
be
saying?
honest.
You
Yeah.
have, if you
Gotta
lose the
be.
first round, you
lose
have
the
to win
first
the next
round,
2 rounds.
you're doomed.
If you exactly. Or you got
Gotta
to channel
be.
for the knockout.
Yeah.
Which is going to be unlikely.
Now I did hear, I think it was Leon say that he didn't know if Sensei could or would throw a jab. Correct? What was it? It was something about a jab.
No, I told him the fight will be won by the jab. I even told that. Yeah, you have to use your jab.
Sensei's jab is nasty.
That's good.
Kenny's
you have
jab
to
is
use-
nasty too, though.
Yeah.
Kenny had a nice
Kenny
jab
got
in
a
his
good
fight.
jab.
To the body,
Yeah.
especially. I like his jab
Yeah,
to the body. He's
That's
long.
a good fight.
Kenny's
Listen,
long.
that has
For his
the
time-
potential-
for his height, he's
he does
long.
have some long limbs.
With 3-3s, it has the potential to be the most exciting fight.
I agree.
Of
course.
I agree. I've
should
said
be.
fight of the night is what it should
Because
be.
it should be fireworks.
But
should be.
did you guys see who is now in the co-main?
No.
Temper and Slim.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I think it's a decent fight.
It's a,
I think people don't. Listen. I understand Slim's competition isn't the best, right? And Kenny would have smoked those same guys that Slim smoked, but Slim's tall and he's lanky and he's long, and Temper is
They're the
used to having a
same.
little bit of a reach advantage. And Temper, I love you, but does pop that chin a bit, right?
Yeah,
And Slim throws a lot
It's
of
an interesting
overhands.
fight. It's just a fight I didn't want to see.
Yeah, man. Slim's like from the dirty section of YouTube.
But this is the
boxing.
thing. Here's the thing. Slim needed
Dirty
this.
section.
He needed to get out of Dubai.
Yeah,
He needed to start fighting legitimate guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if he wants to rise through the
is a
scene,
good
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is the
yeah.
one.
Take this
Listen, this
opportunity.
is good for Slim.
And again, it's not like it was Temper's first. He
Yeah.
had the Blueface unfortunately couldn't be on the card, but this is what you do. You stay on.
It's slightly a blessing that Ryan Taylor bossed his eye then. Isn't it? It's a blessing, boy.
Oh,
God works in
100%.
mysterious ways.
100%.
It's true.
100%.
Because look, now he's on a proper card
got the
amongst the greats, the elite.
The elites. He's on the
So-
show that he'd want to be on.
Yeah.
Nothing on
Since
the
the fight's not happening, Temper or Blueface?
Tempo.
yeah,
My money was on Tempo.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I think it would have been entertaining, but Temper's just better. He's just a
Skill
better
for skill
fighter.
better.
He's just a better skill.
And I think
fighter.
Blueface was so I think he just didn't know who Temper was or what he
No.
brought. And he
Yeah.
was gonna just try to walk him down.
for him, and he would have got.
And I think
picked.
I think Temper would have popped that jab in his face and moved and
kept that
stuck him,
distance, made
and
him
then
look amateurish.
and then hit these little 3 or 4 punch combos he blitzes with, and then backed off again and again.
But even from a fight fan stance, I'd like to see Tempo versus JJ.
yeah.
I'd like to see him.
I asked KSI about that today. He was interested.
Yeah.
He'll obviously see what happens.
He's interested, but
with Temper.
you know what I'm
he's
saying?
interested.
Do you
I
think
think
he's-
he could have done that in 3 weeks. Notice fight at Southpaw.
Yeah, and again, we'll see how much Tommy's improved, but
Yeah.
I think KSI would still have a pretty decent shot in that fight. Absolutely.
That's a good fight. That's
like
the
that
fight that maybe should happen next. It's all dependent
credible
on
and worthy of
performance.
That's we didn't even
though.
talk about that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's everyone's.
Let's see what Temper looks like.
Yeah, it's
Or
all about
Slim.
the performance.
Yeah, it's true.
Who looks the best is who JJ should fight next.
I'm gonna say the best, the fighter that's gonna go like wow
Yeah,
is Dean the Great.
Dean the Great.
Yeah, I see him. I see a little clip with him and that.
See?
He's a
Anthony
very
guy.
he's a guy that a lot of
Natural
people
athlete. Yeah.
super really good athlete. He's actually a really decent wrestler.
Okay.
Grew up wrestling, then started boxing. It's natural to him, man.
Yeah.
He's a smaller guy, so the power we'll have to see.
What's he weigh?
25, 125.
Oh,
okay.
He's a
Yeah,
25er.
very-
Proper,
So maybe I could be wrong. That maybe he's 35, but the Adam Salas of the world are there.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
some guys.
yeah.
Maybe if he came up and did a catch weight with Jarvis, I know that's another name he wants.
Jarvis, that's another guy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jarvis, because I was happy with his performance. on
Yeah,
the social
apparently
media.
he might be fighting next April on Creator Clash, which I'll be commentating.
Shit, look at you taking
Bro,
the whole market.
I'll say this too though. Creator Clash will never have to pay me a dime. They'll never have to ask me twice. They gave me my first opportunity, so I'm
And now
forever
you got-
indebted
yeah.
to them.
Listen, see
That's the
an honorable
reason
man.
that I'm on.
That's an
Honorable man.
honorable
Man with
man
honor.
right there. Wade is an
Never.
honorable man.
Never.
Talking
iDubbbz,
about-
Ian. I always got you, bro.
Talking about honorable men, Deji.
Deji, the honorable
Yeah.
man, Big Dej.
Shout out to Dej, yeah.
Deji and Fousey. So I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. I haven't even dropped this interview, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to, unfortunately. But I did interview Fousey, and we've all seen it. Body shape wise, he looks in phenomenal shape.
Yeah, he's in good shape.
transformation.
Phenomenal
Very
shape.
good shape.
I'll tell you guys a fun story. I walked in. So this gym is called Jack Rabbit Boxing in Long Beach, California.
Okay.
Pretty historic boxing gym, and it houses Ashton Silv, who is on Jake's
yeah,
roster,
yeah,
7-0,
I've seen him,
7-0 at 18 years old.
Yeah.
And I think 6 knockouts. He's
Yeah,
legit.
and he
very
looks
good.
good.
Skipped
He
the
looks
Olympics to
Yeah.
do it too. Like he was
Right.
like kind of took your route. Said screw the
Okay.
Olympics. Obviously different, but
good. But similar, yeah.
it's similar. And so I go into the gym, and I'm talking to everyone, doing my thing, whatever. And I look over, and they have a basketball court attached to their gym. And Ashton's shooting. And I was like, oh, there's Ashton. That's cool, whatever. And then I was like, a dog started climbing up the wall. And I was like, I just kind of saw the corner of my eye. I was like, that's weird. What kind of dog was that? And I kind of shook it off, got my moving stuff. And then I looked back over a little bit later. Wasn't a dog. Ashton Silva has a pet monkey. And it was in the gym with him, climbing up and down the walls, jumping around.
Lurking, that's crazy.
And I was like,
That's mad.
oh, this is different.
Yeah,
No,
we're in a
I've
zoo
never
gym.
seen
Yeah.
that.
This is zoo boxing.
But no, I interviewed, literally. I interviewed Fousey, and he's motivated, man.
he switched on
he
fully.
seems
Motivated.
like he knows he made a troll of himself last time.
Yeah.
Like he has digested that
Yeah.
fact that when he came here to fight in York, it was a shame.
Yeah.
And I think he knows he can't have things like that on his name.
No.
Especially since then. Was it him and Keem that are doing the
They're on the Happy Punch deal.
Happy
Yeah,
Punch
yeah.
promo? Like you're
5 out of the 7
yourself-
guys on the card are Happy Punch guys.
Yes, good.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Because
Contact
they saw
Keem,
a
active.
space in the market,
Yep.
they targeted it. Now, if you're going to be attaching yourself to the fight game, when you start throwing your own hands, we want to see a decent level, like
Yeah.
you actually care about the fight.
Yeah.
game.
I told
You know
Deji, I said, listen, this guy's coming for you. He is switched on. You can see it mentally. Like,
Yeah.
he is switched
Beard grown,
on.
everything.
So, boy, he's coming for you, boy.
You know what though? I talking to or seeing Deji in the face off, he looks a little switched on.
I
think he knows.
His energy the other day, I see him in the gym.
Different.
His energy was of someone that's like, I'm going to do
You know what it is?
I want to do it.
Desperation, in my opinion. Not because he's desperate for whatever, but desperation makes a man. And just like you talk about the nothing to lose kind of factor.
Yeah.
Desperation gives that same thing because I think he knows. He's lost a couple and people still rock with him with that, but there's not many more you can do that.
Yeah,
No.
very true.
And for him, I think it's not a technique thing. He's got enough technique to beat Fousey. It's up
Yeah.
here.
Mind.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Mind.
He has to
Mind.
understand that,
Mm.
and who am I to tell him, but he has to understand that he's going to get hit. And
Yeah.
it doesn't.
He can't go in there thinking he's a boy fighting a man.
Yeah.
He has to go in there like, this is an old man. I'm
And
in my prime.
If
and I'm gonna
Fousey
bang you up.
steps on the gas, round 1, it's going to be interesting to see what Deji does with it.
Listen,
Yeah.
Deji better step the gas back.
See, the thing
Yeah,
is,
he's
got-
gonna have to.
He's got
Put-
a
get him off
V12
him.
engine right now.
I said, I listen to this. I was talking to the guys at even Ashton Silva. They were about to go on a run after I was leaving the gym. And they're like, Fousey, none of that 10-mile shit today. And I went, what'd you just say? He goes, yeah, we go on these runs. We'll do 2, 3, 4 miles. Fousey will do 10 miles.
He's on it. He's on it.
I was like, oh my God. But he's a freak of nature when it comes to that stuff.
But this ain't the Commonwealth Games. It doesn't matter if you can
endurance and motivation aren't going to win him this fight.
That's true.
Yeah.
Not solely, right? Those help, but it's going to come down to what do the bangs look like? What is the what are we throwing? How's the technique? Can he hit Deji? Can he control himself? Not throw the big swings and keep the nose on the center line, you know?
It's just like Rocky said, it's about how much you
Yeah.
can get. Keep
listen,
moving forward.
Fousey can get hit. I just worry about that plastic surgery nose he's got. He
He
paid a buck for that, bro.
Dr. Miami's.
I don't want him to have to, Fousey, I don't want to have to.
So talk to me about. Wait, do you support a football team, a soccer team?
Okay, yeah. So here's the story with that. This is on a long forgotten Twitch stream that I was trying to set up my Twitch. Still trying to figure that out. But I love to troll.
Yeah.
When it comes to soccer. Or, sorry, football.
Yeah, no. Say your thing. You're not from this school.
No, I know. You guys,
saying
listen. This is what's going to happen. I'll say this directly to the camera. When the U.S. wins group in the World Cup, it's officially soccer. Everyone's going to have to call it that. I'm sorry to tell you, but...
Represent.
But...
Clap him.
Representing club.
Representing club.
This is what happened. Jackmate. Popped into my stream. Shout out Jackmate. I never met him, never anything, and I'm just goofing off in the stream, whatever. And I was like, we started talking football in the stream, and I was like, I don't have a team. And he goes, pick a team or pick a number between 1 and 17, I think, or 18, or however many are in the Premier League. Yeah. And he goes, and then do a random number generator in Google and see what it is. That's your team. And it picked the rankings list from, I guess, last year before, before the season started, and I got 17, and 17 was Newcastle.
Okay.
And so I got Jordy's team, so I have an ASM jersey at home now.
Okay.
So ASM is that guy.
I don't mind a Newcastle fan.
Yeah.
I don't mind a Newcastle.
Yeah, I'll take it. But if I was going to pick, honestly, if I was going to pick and not a number generator, I would want to have somewhere but in the middle, right? Because you don't want to pick a shit team like Man U. Sorry. It was an accident. No, I saw they lost to Brighton. I didn't know.
Like, you mean like West Ham?
Like West Ham. Yeah, West Ham.
Shout out to my dad. That's his team.
No.
West Ham are a decent team.
I don't know. Yeah, like West Ham.
But they're in the middle.
They're in the middle. I think that's Jackmate's team too. So yeah, I would fuck with them. Who are y'all's teams? I know Tottenham, right?
Yeah, Arsenal.
Arsenal
FC.
Yeah. And that's a big rivalry, right?
Yeah.
North London.
Now wait a second. I heard today a lot of people saying North London and how it means two different things. Apparently North London can be one thing, but it could also be like 40 minutes away.
Yeah. So you can have Northeast and Northwest.
Yeah.
So like Northwest, like Wembley, where Wembley is not close to.
So when you say North London, he could be talking about like a bunch of different things.
There's a different space.
But people know who know, type deal.
Wait, it depends what you're saying. What? Northwest, North Wheezy is North Wheezy.
North Wheezy. North Wheezy, man said.
Yeah.
Man said North Wheezy.
It's North London.
Yeah.
But it's Northwest London.
I got you.
The reason why the rivalry is strong between Arsenal and Spurs is because it's both like northeast. Yeah, like they're in the realm.
Close.
It's crazy. Leon was saying the reason it was a rivalry to you guys is because they beat the shit out of y'all all the time. That's what he told me before I came in.
Back in the day. But these men, this is the thing. Where you are, South London, that's where they were. You know what I'm saying? Then they came to North London.
So they were clapped ham.
Arsenal.
Became.
It was their ends, then they came up to our ends, and then was.
So they tried to take over the territory.
They were better for a long time as well.
You know what we do.
Trying to take over the territory.
Run up on them spots, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think about this whole Jake and Hasim situation? Because you asked me questions.
Yeah.
Questions now. Wait.
Yeah. I was gonna say, throw them at me, man.
What's your?
I think a lot of people on the fight itself. I think Jake was in trouble. I think that there was a lot. Like Jake has a really strong right hand, and I think everybody that watched that spar that came out yesterday can see Jake's setup for it is the jab to the body.
Yeah, jab to the body.
And Hasim gets hit by it, so that is a possibility, right? And no matter if he's 220 or 210, that chin's gonna feel it, right? Your chin's not 210.
Yeah,
that's still gonna hurt, but. You know, in headgear, I watched Hasim play with him a bit, and this was a couple years ago, right? And Jake's gotten better, and his movement's gotten better, and he's less telly with his shots, right? But I just think Hasim would have been too much with that front foot pressure that a lot of guys haven't put on Jake consistently,
right? And
that would do it. No disrespect to Gibb, but that would do it in a balanced way that could eat a couple shots to get where he wanted to get, and he has a really, for him, you know, for where he's at, a really nice jab. Hasim would have popped him with it. And I think, I don't know if Jake's felt that in combination, right? Sensei made a good point one time when talking about Jake. He was saying, you know, this is before the Tyron fight, he needs to throw combinations and then follow up with combinations. Like Jake is used to, you go, I go. You go, I go.
Take tons.
And I think Hasim would have been more inept at doing it, or adept, I should say, at doing it. So I think Hasim could have got him out of there. I would have said it was probably 70-30 Hasim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. I wasn't giving it that.
Yeah.
I wasn't giving it that. Maybe a 60-40, then it dropped to 50-50, then it dropped to 60-40 again.
But that's the reason I was so impressed with Jake taking the fight.
Yeah.
Because if he was going to go in and actually do that, you couldn't tell him anything.
Oh no, listen, that doesn't change.
Not because Hasim is a world world champ or anything like that. But he's a 12-1 guy.
Yeah.
He's a guy that's been, he's seasoned. Amateur seasoned, so it was a
Jake
fight.
Shouldn't be fighting him,
and he shouldn't, he shouldn't be favored. I know he was favored, and it baffled me that he was favored.
Yeah.
So, and the whole situation with it going down, I took Jake's side with it a little bit because and this is again no disrespect to Hasim, but you signed.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
And I know it wasn't the most advantageous thing. They gave him. He said 45 minutes to sign it and all these things, and I get it. It was a slanted contract. He did have a rehydration clause. It wasn't necessarily fair, but you signed it.
But you signed it.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to, and you did.
And then when they gave him 5, this is not from my mouth, but from his own father. And shout out Hasim Rahman, junior legend, in the heavyweight.
Senior.
Yeah, junior and senior, but senior with the two-time.
Senior.
Two-time. I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys are big senior fans after what he did to Lennox the first time. But Lennox got it back. Lennox got it back. Lennox got it back
in blood.
He got it back. But it was two-time. Yeah, man.
So you have to give.
You got to give
respect.
him.
Yeah.
Rahman Senior, just real quick, he was not just a boxer. That man was a fighter.
Yeah, he was a fighter.
A fighter.
He was a fighter for a reason. He was a fighter.
Like he about scrapped with Lennox on their little tour a couple times in studio. Like it was not. It was different. But
you know what?
But yeah, I think that they tried to gamble with Jake and play boxing politics with Jake.
Yeah,
and they lost.
Yeah, exactly what happened.
And it was like they were wanting to be 215. Jake wanted him to be 205. Jake signed 205, sent the contract.
Which is fair.
Fair. They did have 8 hours to look through this contract and say yes. Now they did cancel the fight a couple hours early, but they had 8 hours, and they kept saying, nope, we're not coming down from 215. Journalists said this. Showtime said this. The commission said this. His own father said it. So after the fact, when you say, I'll make 205, and then he did make 206, but it's too late. And again, I don't even blame him. Like this is the game. Try to get what you can get.
Listen, he should have known that from the beginning.
Jake and their team when they're doing this, they're smart, man. They know what they're doing. They're making contracts specifically for that reason. They're doing what they have to do.
What do you think about this new IBC? Is it called
ICB?
ICB, sorry.
ICB. So here's my thing.
Systems.
Pro boxing already has a belts problem, in my opinion, a belt system problem.
Right? It definitely does.
And it does in some cases take fights that we want to see away from us.
Yes.
Because of mandatories, because of obligations.
Networks as well.
Yeah. Networks as well that want to carry certain champs. So when we're doing the YouTube boxing thing, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, the influencer championship boxing belts have decided, I guess seemingly out of nowhere, to create 6 divisions.
Who's behind it?
I'd have no idea. I think the PBA is sanctioning it, which I don't know if the PBA is.
And is that belt gonna be given out when JJ fights Swarms?
Yeah.
So if Swarms
gets a win, miraculous, he is the champ.
But I swear JJ's fighting for the cruiserweight belt.
Yeah, but under the same governing body. The ICB.
Yeah, but Swarms is not gonna weigh in at cruiserweight level.
If Swarms wins, does he get the belt?
Does he become? You have to ask the ICB. But here's the thing: it's like we have a world belt, we have an international belt. Why?
Oh, they're doing all that already.
Why? Sensei's fighting for the international belt. We have a full ranking system. None of the guys are the same.
Sanctioning fees.
None of the guys are the same weight.
Any sanctioning fees.
None of the guys. we have Sensei as the #1 contender for the international belt, and number 7, I'm pretty sure, is Dean the Great. How does that work?
How's that? Yeah.
We have
people filling the gaps between.
There's a ranking system, and they're none of them are the same weight. But again, Sensei's fighting for the light heavyweight belt, I think, or no, he's fighting for the international cruiserweight.
Okay.
JJ for the world cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Same thing. And then we have the light heavyweight with Temper.
Yeah.
But he's going to be 200. or at least one. I
This
don't
is
understand what's
crazy.
happening.
Let people just throw
Dean's
bangs,
fighting for
man.
one. I say this: if we're gonna do the belt system, and I don't even really think that we should, but if we're gonna do it, one belt per weight class, 5 weight classes max.
Done.
Yeah,
That's it.
It's
Done
that
deal.
simple.
Yeah.
Because that's why I said is there's sanctioning fees. Because for you to make 2 belts, it's like you want to charge one champion for being international champion. Then you want to charge the next man for being world champion. One belt. There shouldn't even be belts. Like you said, there shouldn't even be belts.
Yeah.
It's just confusing.
But just have one at least.
One
Yeah.
is that's the man. If you want to take that belt, and it keeps people active, it keeps people chasing something.
does.
I understand that, but not
But
this
that
stuff.
Sensei and JJ fight, according to those rankings, that would make more sense. If you got the international champion,
You gotta
got the
you gotta
world
unify the
champion,
belts all of a sudden.
and it seems
You
you're
gotta
gonna have
unify
guys
the
with 2
belts.
belts. They're gonna be
That's
looking
what-
like the Rock and
you know,
Stone Cold
JJ
Attitude Era.
Bro,
That's what it's gonna be looking
JJ
like.
is hyped about it. He wants those 2 belts. He legit
Yeah.
said it. He's like, oh, I want those 2 belts, and I was like,
Fair
Fair,
enough.
you know?
Yeah, fair enough. 'Cause
it's
if you're
motivation
in-
for him.
Yeah, it's
For a guy
motivation.
like him, you need motivation to kind of do this and keep
And if
doing
you're
it.
in that
You know?
realm and that's your belt, that's the belts you can aim for, then by all means.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should definitely aim for that. What you got cooking up in here? What you got? I know you're commentating on everything.
Yeah.
I know you're busy.
Bro, so yeah, we got the breakdown, hot on the heels of Real and Wills. You know what I'm saying? Stay
Listen, the breakdown, the breakdown and rumors, we're gonna collab.
No, we're gonna do a
collab.
massive
We'll do a-
podcast, a
yeah.
4-man.
Yeah,
oh,
we'll
it's
do
gonna
it.
be beautiful.
We'll
It's gonna be
kick
beautiful. We'll do it.
Ninja out to
We'll
see
do
you.
it
during
what
fight
Fousey
season.
there instead.
We'll do it. Yes. We'll do it. We're kicking
you out to put
Dizzy
Sensei
out,
in,
bro.
bro.
Yeah.
What
But
you
no,
mean?
we're Sensei and I are really loving the breakdown. It gives him a way to stay active in this scene without having to because you guys know this. He runs a full-time dojo, so me and shout out Christian, our boy Christian
Shout
on
out
the
to Christian.
Yeah, Christian.
Yes,
Shout out
he-
Joseph as well.
he might be the hardest working man in YouTube editing, thumbnail.
Right now,
Lore,
he
he's the
definitely
man.
is. I'm on his case.
Yeah, bro.
I know you are as well.
Oh,
because
yeah.
You be spinning these videos.
Yeah,
that means
yeah.
he ain't sleeping.
He's got
To
so
my calculations, Christian hasn't slept in 8 days.
he's a monster. Christian has the KSI interview. It's his baby because I'm gonna be flying tomorrow, so he has it. So
Sure, he's got that and this.
yeah, so he's got both of them.
Yeah,
Christian,
so-
which one's more important? Think about. I'm just like,
Listen, I'll get you a 6-pack of Red Bull to just stay up and do this. Yeah, don't worry.
I can't compete with it. But no, yeah, I'm doing that. I'm commentating, obviously, for DAZN. Fucking amazing opportunity. Thank you so much to them. Yeah, man, just trying to keep the grind going. Working on that channel, working on the second channel. I'm going to try to get into some soccer stuff for the World Cup because
Okay.
I want to troll English fans and hopefully the U.S. We got a young team. So
We'll bring
hopefully,
you,
man.
you know, come over here. We'll do a 5-a-side.
Ooh, that would be
We'll
fun.
do a 5-a-side. Bring 5 of your boys from the
I
US.
mean, if they can play American football, we'll do it. But
Well,
Leon
yeah,
can play.
I'll
Leon
say
can
that.
play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Leon's got American.
I'm up for
He's
that,
team
boy.
captain.
Yeah.
Whatever he says to
I'm
run,
bringing
I'll run.
Sensei plays semi-pro still.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see
So
him
he's a
playing
quarterback. He can
He's got a
play.
couple friends. Hey, I'll be the manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be the manager.
Sensei
'cause
is
you know I've got
basically
a
living
Yeah,
out-
coordinator.
Yeah, Sensei he's doing his thing. But no, man, I'm really trying to take advantage of the opportunities I've been given because we were talking about this before we came on. Kind of my start.
Yeah.
I don't think many people know how I got to where I am.
Yeah, share that with the people. For sure,
share that.
man. Important.
So I ran. I don't even think you guys know. I mean, Leon might know it, but I was a God. I did so many odd jobs. I knew I wanted to get into broadcasting. I was in college for business.
Okay.
Fucking hated it. It was the worst. I couldn't stand it. So
Everyone here does business as well when they go uni.
so I was playing college football right at the time, and I was not a very good student. And my counselors were like, "Listen, we need you to pass classes if you're going to be able to play. Like
Okay,
you have
one
to
of them
remain
ones.
eligible." I had like a 0.7 GPA my first semester in college. Didn't do anything.
Well,
It's first time
0.7.
Yeah.
0.7, not 1 point, not
Right,
2
right,
point,
right.
0.7, yeah.
0.7.
Right, okay.
That was that was. I tried to let them convert it to kgs. They didn't. It wasn't happening. But so yeah, no, I did that, and I decided, if I'm gonna do something, all right, whatever. And then ended up. I don't think people out know this. I didn't graduate college, so people. I don't think people know that. I never graduated. I left. Never got my degree, and my mom still slacks me with the slipper because of that. But I moved to California, and I knew I wanted to get into broadcasting, but I started working odd jobs like golf cart cleaning.
Okay.
And I would double, and I did it. If you guys have seen The Real Housewives,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Real Housewives of Orange County is where I worked.
Okay. Wow.
And you want to talk
OC,
about,
man.
and I love Orange County, but the snobbiest of snobbies.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
yeah,
The
yeah,
type
yeah,
that'll
I can
throw the golf
imagine.
club and not even know that someone's there to catch it, just like, here, clean this type shit. So I was doing that, and you know what I'm saying? I was just like, oh, I can't wait to, you know. And then I would get off work, and I would go to the gym, the 24-hour fitness. I don't know if you guys have that out here, but it's like
we've got a couple. Yeah.
I would work the graveyard shifts. So I would go straight from there, go do the graveyard shift, and I'm sitting there 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., people talking about, oh, there's a leak in the bathroom. I was like, there's going to be a leak from your nose if you don't get away from it. And so I did that for, I think, 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
And so after that, I'm going to start this weight concept thing. I'm a big MMA guy. I've been training Muay Thai at Team Oyama Gym in Irvine, California with Colin Oyama, who is the head coach for Carlos Esparza, 125 champ.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I had done that, and I was like, bro, I just love this sport, and I'm a contact sport guy. So I needed something to fill it after football, and so I was like, all right, this is what it's going to be. And so I started doing the Wade concept, and I was on that channel for 3 years. We had 300 subscribers on that channel.
Damn.
Grand, man.
So what I would do is
grind.
I would do 2 episodes a week of live podcast, just me, the camera, nobody else.
Yeah.
And probably, I told Leon this, 2 people were watching probably, and one of them was me on a separate computer. So I made sure the stream was working, right? And I would just talk MMA. And then the weekend would come, and I would do the fight, kind of like Joe Rogan's Fight Companions. I would do but I wouldn't do the main card. I would do the early prelims, then the prelims, then the main card,
4 p.m.
then the main, yes. So I was doing 3 p.m. to midnight, 8-hour streams every weekend. Nothing happening. And then KSI and Logan happened. Right. And I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, that's interesting. I like
the first
this.
one or the second one?
The first one.
Okay.
I covered the first one.
Yeah.
I remember I was in a car. Me and my girlfriend at the time were going to the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
And I was like, you got to film this for me. She was like, this is so stupid. Why? I was like, because I got to talk about this KSI and Logan Paul thing.
Yeah.
We spent 2 hours in the car. I'm driving, talking about it. Like, oh, this is so interesting. And I was, to be fair to JJ, I didn't give him a shot. I was like, oh, Logan's going to
no one gave
run
him
through
shot.
him.
No one gave him a shot.
And realistically, no one should have.
No, it
because
made
of
sense why they
the
didn't.
walking into it made no, you know. And so anyway, from there, I covered the first one. I covered Jake and Gibb. I covered the second one, and periodically I would go back and kind of, and then I started to think, I'm like, one, no one's covering this outside of, you know, the people talking about it. No one's saying why it's important. No one's saying what these guys, what their skill level actually is. And I knew enough, and this is an old saying that my granddad taught me, I knew enough to know I didn't know a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
But I could see what wasn't a lot, right? And I could see and I could look and say, okay, here's how the people that know boxing and the people that don't can come together and see what these people are.
Yeah.
Right? So if you don't know boxing, you come to my channel and you learn a little.
Yeah.
Right? And if you do know boxing, you come to my channel and say, this guy is accurately or sometimes maybe not talking about the bare minimum.
That's the first thing I thought.
Yeah.
When I went to the channel, I don't remember. I know you just done a couple of reactions to my fights. And I was like, let me see this. I just clicked on it one night by accident.
Yeah.
I clicked on it and I was like, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Like, he actually knows he's talking about some fighting. I was like, I like this.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting, I can't lie, when I saw the reaction, I was thinking, oh, this guy's going to just be gassing me. Like, oh, yeah, da, 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 da. And when you actually started breaking it down and like things that
Analyzing
even I do that I don't know I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's just like instinct. And you go, oh, you done this. I'm like, you know, this guy's good, man. I was like, no, I like this weird concept channel.
No, when I interviewed Leon, we talked about a little bit of football because you played American football. And it's, you know, the biggest gift I was given from sports is the ability to focus, the ability to work hard, and the ability to analyze.
You can see that.
Especially from American football.
Watching football film in American football, I was so dead. I thought I was going to go play in the NFL. I legitimately thought I'm an NFL caliber athlete, and then I got to college and realized I wasn't. But it allowed me in that time to adjust and say, why am I not? Like it made me figure out that I wasn't when I watched film and I saw what elite athletes do and what I was doing and the difference in levels, just like in the boxing scene. And dude, I was such a film rat. God, I got stories that we'll get into another time, but I've been watching film since I was 9. My dad was like super, like you guys won't know this reference, but Pete Marinovich was a football player for the University of Southern California. His dad basically tried to build him into like the perfect football player. And my dad was like that.
Okay.
Sure, I know all about that.
I used to, I was going to say, I was going to say, you know that. Listen to this. And I won't bore you guys with the whole thing, but I used to play football games, 9, 10 years old. And then after the games, I would have to come home. My mom and dad are divorced. I would come home with my dad, and he would put me in the bath to do ice baths. at 9, 10 years old.
Yeah. Early.
But then, have you guys ever heard of something called horse liniment?
No.
So I grew up on a farm. Some crazy shit we do to heal stuff, like horse liniment is something you rub on a horse's skin to help with muscle aches and, bone tenderness pain.
Okay.
He would fill this bath up with horse liniment, and I would sit in it just like that. We'd do the ice bath first and then the horse
I
liniment.
hope you banged up everyone in school.
Oh, bro, it was like me in football I was different. For a small town, I grew up in a small town.
Yeah, good.
Different, bro.
Good.
And again, look at the size. I
Yeah,
think it has
yeah,
something
yeah,
to do with it,
yeah,
I was the
yeah.
biggest kid on my team at 6'3", 200, even in high school, just,
Yeah.
During crash
So,
stiff arm and
just
everybody running
stuff,
through.
yeah. Every
Stiff
time I
arm and
touched it, they were like, just get out of the, like it was one of those. But yeah, no, my dad was that kind of guy. So I learned all that, and then the ability to do what I do now, man.
See, this is what Real Wills brings to you. We're talking about the topics you want to hear, and we're also giving you some depth. You know what I mean? Because when you're on the channel,
I never get to talk about it.
if your title was "My dad used to put me in horse liniment," you ain't getting no views.
We might get views, but it's from the
story. It's a good story.
No, but it's good to
CPS,
have
man. Child Protective Services is gonna come out.
No, it's good to have the platform to just
100%.
sit down and just.
Yeah, no one tried that at home.
Don't do that.
recommending
Don't
this to
do it.
anybody at
Don't
home.
do it, man. Don't
Listen,
do
do
it.
the WWE thing across the TV. Don't try this at
There you
home
go.
right now.
Yeah, man.
I got one final question.
Go ahead, brother.
Will we ever see Mr. Wade himself throw hands?
Yeah. Sensei and I have been talking about it for a while now. If I'm honest, part of the reason I did the
The
YouTube,
tool brother,
Oh yeah.
he's got reach.
Part of the reason that I started the YouTube boxing thing was also, one, it was a resume. I wanted to work for big companies. So this is my resume to do that. And turns out that worked.
It worked.
But secondly, I was like, I want to do this too. And I've been training long enough to be able to do this. Now, unfortunately, I've had some injuries that have kept me from doing so. I tore my lateral ligament in my ankle last year, which led to the blood clot, which I'm still dealing with.
Okay.
Still on my
Remember when you was
backpack's
in the
right here.
class?
I got my blood thinner medicine I got to take in a second, but it's almost done, hopefully. But yes, 2023, I would like to step in. Your boy and JMX and I have talked about it. Even offline talked about it.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I think he wants to get in. And the reason I like that as a fight is he deserves it.
He
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
He
he
deserves
does.
it, man.
He's
'Cause
I think he's the most underrated.
underrated. He's
fought with
dangerous.
one arm.
Dangerous.
He
And
fought
you know what?
with
I think he
one
likes.
arm.
I think he likes that stance now. Now that he did
Yeah,
it for
he
so
does.
long.
You know what?
Yeah,
I
he
remember
does, he
the
does.
day
He likes
literally was in the gym and I was like,
He's a
"You
problem.
can't do this no more." I said, "You can't do this."
He used to pop
thing,
out.
man, because he used to just
He
throw
used
it
to
and pop
pop out. He
out.
used to pop
You
out.
throw
Yeah.
a jab,
All the
someone will
time.
slip it out.
Out.
And we're
He got it
literally
fixed though, right? It's
He got it fixed and it'll still come out.
no.
So I was
still
like-
having a
I
problem.
think he might have surgery. Actual
Yeah.
surgery now.
He had-
He
yeah,
could.
had to-
He did
had
the full
actually-
thing. That's
yeah,
what he's
yeah,
been out.
yeah.
But you know, it's the psychological
I've had
thing now.
I've had shoulder dude, I've had 7 surgeries on my body, but I've had
Wow.
well, we could talk about that, but I've had the shoulder on both sides done, and I know it's a bitch to try to get through it, but he deserves it.
He switched out for. I said, "Use your good arm." I said, "You got one good one." I said, "Use that," and he did.
He's
and he
nasty.
used it to the fullest.
He's nasty. He
And
said he wants to fight this year too, so hopefully he can get in.
And it will be boxing. You're not gonna do.
Oh
MMA,
gosh, no.
boxing.
I stopped Muay Thai years ago for that very reason. I didn't like getting kicked in the head. I did not like getting kicked in the shins.
Yeah,
It's different.
yeah,
it's like
different
taking this
thing.
microphone stand
Yeah.
I've
out
never
and
taken
smacking
a
you in the
kick from
head.
Leon, and I don't plan on
different.
taking one.
Oh, if he kicked
Yeah.
you, your head would come off your body in a video game.
Listen,
That's a tree
nah,
trunk.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Man is
I'm
swinging
good.
tree trunks attached to his body.
Listen,
I
I
don't
don't
want.
want no kicks, even with the protector thing over the.
No,
It's
no,
all right.
no,
It's
no.
cool.
But yeah, that's the goal. Is
You
to,
heard
to
it
do
here.
one time.
Wade will be throwing some hands, and hopefully next year.
Next year.
Who's your coach?
I think we're gonna talk about it because I've been with shout out a couple places. Grandpa's Boxing, Westminster, been up there. Been a little bit recently in American Gym in Costa Mesa, but I'm pretty sure I got COVID there in May, so haven't been back since.
Right. Okay.
But I do like that gym, and I may go and train with Coach Tang over in Massachusetts with Sensei.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
No,
needs some
listen.
taller guys, and I need to get someone experienced.
Good
in there,
company.
so.
That would be. You and Sensei should be getting unlimited rounds.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
we want you
Good.
guys to get unlimited.
So the next time I'm
rounds.
on Real Wheels and I have 2 black eyes, you'll know why.
So what you saying? Usyk or Anthony Joshua?
Usyk.
Usyk. Stoppage or
yeah.
distance?
Distance.
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 You don't. What makes you think you won't stop him?
I worry that I'll say this. AJ is going to be more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
He has to be.
Yes.
I worry that once it doesn't work, we get complacent AJ again.
Right.
That he doesn't continue to do it because the idea is, okay, he's more aggressive. Usyk has more openings. He knocks him out.
Yeah.
What I think is he'll try early to follow. Who's he with now? Garcia?
Garcia.
He'll try to eat up the body, and he needs to. He needs to rip the body. And if he lands,
take that away.
he's got a beautiful left hook uppercut.
Yeah.
Like his left hook and his uppercut are nasty.
Yeah,
if he
it's one of
lands,
the best-
Usyk's
The
going to
right
sleep.
uppercut-
Right uppercut's one of the best in the game.
They should max his stats out in the game 100 for that right
99 uppercut.
Yeah.
But sometimes confidence 0, right?
Yeah.
And I think if Usyk takes it away early, if Usyk's able to move around, if I was talking with Alexis earlier, and talking about his game plan for Derek Chisora.
Yeah.
Kind of needs to be somewhat like that, right? To be able to throw multiple punches, even push Usyk to where you want him to go versus where he wants to go.
Because Chisora gave Usyk a good fight.
Gave him problems early on,
Yeah, but
and then Usyk started to.
Usyk done that. Like wanted to go that way.
Yeah.
But Usyk came on late and had his way with it, but he gave him problems early, and
he did.
But it was because it wasn't even because
So did Bellew.
Yeah,
Bellew did too.
as well.
But because if you in my like if AJ's gonna win, he needs to be able to control where Usyk goes.
That's the key.
And when he does it.
Yeah.
The ring positioning.
Ring positioning is key for him.
Important.
If Usyk dances around him all night and gets to stand flat-footed and poke, AJ's going to lose again. But, yeah, I think Usyk does that later on. I think AJ has a strong start. Usyk has a strong finish and wins it.
We'll only truly know if AJ can win after round 6. I think after round 6. Because that's when
gonna go there.
It goes into that realm of, is it going to go like last time? Or has he got something different this time?
Yeah.
But if AJ knocks him out before round 6, obviously that's brilliant.
Big possibility, too.
Which is
Because AJ's
the
technically
best
sound. He's got
outcome.
big power. Just got to
But when
believe in it, man.
Gets to round
Has
6,
to believe in it.
Self-belief's the key.
We're not boxing with Usyk. We're going to hurt him.
Yeah.
we'll come into fight.
Has to be.
My elbow. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, you got to kick over the chessboard.
You know
can't
what I
play chess
mean?
with the chessboard.
You got to kick over the chessboard.
Kick it over, man.
It's true.
Absolutely, man.
Listen, Wade, I want to thank you, man.
Oh,
I
thank
wanna
you guys.
This
Yeah,
is
thank
a
you.
very special episode.
Absolutely. Nobody does it like Real and Will's. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have the breakdown. That's my baby, but no one does it like these guys.
People are getting
family,
invested
man.
in it right
I'm telling you, and
People are getting
you guys are
invested in
taking it and taking it to that next level, man. Look at this OSR Studios
Listen,
taking it to the
shout
next
out to
level.
OSR.
Like, you
Oh,
like that?
Pat,
Yeah,
Pat.
I like that.
Hey, Pat, get the camera out. OSR Studios.
Here, I got
last minute as well.
Yeah, we just did
last
it.
minute.
We just did it.
I want everyone to know at home. Literally, Christian said to me, "Wade's in London." I said, "All right, cool." And I was thinking, my room's a bit small and it's a bit hot. I live in a church.
Yeah.
It was a bit hot.
Man lives in the church.
I live in the church. I've got
Stays blessed
consistent
up.
blessings.
Stays
every
blessed
day.
up.
And I said, Lee, we need a studio. Lee, shout out, Pat, shout out OSR Studios. We
Yeah,
had it,
man.
and we made it happen.
Bro, I just left. I can't tell you where I was because that was where KSI was.
yeah.
Just left that area. Hopped on the tube. Right, the tube.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
What,
the
what
tube.
line did you use?
I had to go from shite. What is the line?
Oh, man,
I know.
You're the travel agent. You're your own travel agent.
It was. I can tell you where I left from, but I know that'll be close to where KSI was. But I had to get off and use the DLR.
Okay, you have to go use
The DLR.
Probably Central Line or
Probably
Northern
went
Line.
back.
Central line. It was
Yeah,
the Central line.
What color is the central line?
Red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
Oh my
Pyro.
God, man. Let's go.
London boy.
Let's go.
Yes,
man.
this is what we want to see.
There it is. There it is.
People, make sure you are liking, make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're watching. Lately, it seems you have been listening to those requests from us. So please continue. We're approaching 20,000 subscribers.
There you
Should've done
go.
that a long time ago. It was
Yeah.
amazing. But when consistency is key.
There you go.
Key.
And we're approaching 20K. We're enjoying the content. Bro, honestly, it was a pleasure to have you down there. This
Definitely.
won't be the last.
On it.
No.
This won't be the last. When it comes to the YouTube boxing analyst / specialist / wanting to hear the truth, you're not going to get it better than us.
Yeah.
So always make sure you tune in and always go to Wade's channel and see what he's chopping up over there. He'll have the interview with JJ.
Wade
out
concept.
soon.
Yes.
Breakdown.
Yes.
Breakdown, the whole shebang.
Whole
And
shebang.
we're going to have the five-a-side football tournament at some point.
I'm going to break my ankle. That's what's going to
We
happen.
can't
I'm
have
going to
Listen.
shatter my ankle.
I'm known for my 2-footed tackle.
The 2-footer.
People, I hope you enjoyed. Wow.